Okay, this is going to be the video for notes number 10, adding and subtracting polynomials. By the end of this note, you will be able to add and subtract our polynomial operations. Okay, so when you combine like terms, you keep the exponents. So that means, ooh, that's really bad. You keep the exponents, that means they stay the same. And then you add or subtract the coefficients. So whenever we're adding polynomials, we are just combining like terms. So let's go down to the bottom. Our two examples, we're just going to combine our like terms. So the first one, we have x squared and 3x squared. So 1 plus 3 is going to give me 4, and then x squared stays the same. The next one, we have 3 and a negative 5. So 3 minus 5 is going to give me negative 2. And I combine my terms. Now this one, whenever we go down to classification, we're going to think of how many terms. So I have 1, 2 terms. So this will be classified as a binomial. So if you guys remember, I'm going to kind of like write this in the middle here. 1 term is a monomial. 2 terms is a binomial. 3 terms is a trinomial. And 4 or more is going to be a polynomial. So keep that in mind whenever we're classifying. Okay, so the next one, we have 4x cubed plus 3x squared plus 2, and then we have plus 5x cubed and minus x squared. So I have my 4x cubed and 5x cubed. Could add those together because they're both positive, so I'm going to get 9x cubed because my exponent stays the same. 3x squared can be combined with negative x squared, so it's 3 minus 1, which is going to give me 2. And then I have my lonely 2. There's nothing I can add to it, so I'm just going to tack it on the end. Now for our classification, we have 1, 2, 3 terms. So this is going to be a trinomial. Okay, so that is adding polynomials. Now we're going to go down to subtracting polynomials. So whenever you're subtracting polynomials, there's 2 steps with subtracting. The first step is you're going to distribute your negative. And then you're going to do it the same as you would do with addition, and you're going to combine your like terms. Okay, so on number 3, my first is to distribute this negative. So what it's going to do to the parentheses after that negative is it's going to change the sign. So x squared plus 3 stays the same. Negative times 3x squared is going to give me negative 3x squared. And negative times negative 5 is going to give me a positive 5. You then combine your like terms. So I have x squared and negative 3x squared. That's going to give me negative 2x squared. And then I have a positive 3 and a positive 5, and that's going to give me a positive 8. So classification, I have 2 terms. So this is going to be a Okay, number 4, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to distribute that negative sign first. So our first parenthesis stays the same. Negative times 5x cubed is going to give me a negative 5x cubed. And then a negative times a negative x squared is going to give me a positive x squared. Then combine like terms. You have 4x cubed minus 5x cubed. That's going to give you negative 1x cubed. 3x squared and x squared are going to give me 4x squared. And then the 2, you can't combine it with anything, so we're just going to tack it on the end. You have 1, 2, 3 terms. So this is going to be a trinomial. Okay, so that is subtracting. So you just distribute the negative and then combine your like terms. Going on to the back page, number 5 says if the perimeter of this triangle is 27, find the length of the missing side. So I have the length of 2 of my sides. So how do I find the third side if I have the length of 2? So your first step is you're going to add 7 and 9 together. So 7 plus 9 is going to give you 16. So if I now have the sum of the 2 sides, how do I find the missing side if I have the total? You're going to subtract. So you're going to do 27 minus 16. That's going to give you 11. So that is my missing side. So I added my 2 sides and then subtracted that from the perimeter. So we're going to go down here and we're going to do the same thing on number 6, just with their polynomials. So if the perimeter of this triangle is x squared plus 4x minus 5, find the length of the missing sides. So I'm going to first add my 2 sides together. So I have x squared plus 3x minus 1 plus 3x plus 2. X squared, there's nothing to combine it, so I'm going to bring it down. 3x and 3x are going to give me 6x. And then negative 1 and a positive 2 is going to give me a positive 1. So this is my sum of my 2 sides. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to subtract it from our total. So I'm going to bring down my total, which is x squared plus 4x plus 5, which they give me in the problem. I'm going to put that in parentheses because I'm going to take and I'm going to subtract the sum of those 2 sides from that. So that means I'm going to have to distribute this negative to each term. So the front one stays the same. Negative times x squared is going to give me negative x squared. Negative times 6x is going to give me negative 6x. And negative times 1 is going to give me negative 1. Combine your like terms. X squared minus x squared cancels. 4x and negative 6x is going to give me negative 2x. Positive 5 and a negative 1 is going to give me a positive 4. So that is the length of my third side. So let me know if you guys have any questions over any of this. And you guys can get started on your homework.